If you're looking to buy a house in Florida, you've probably found yourself asking, what is the CDD fee? What is an HOA fee? What's the difference? Well, today in our second edition of Tips for Buyers, I'm going to answer those questions for you. With Charles Ruttenberg Realty here in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. And in today's edition of Buyer Tips, I'm going to explain what a CDD is and what that fee might entail and how that differs from an HOA fee. This is something we get asked a lot, especially by out-of-state buyers, because Florida has this fun thing where they like to use acronyms like CDD and HOA. No one really knows what that means. CDD stands for Community Development District. What does that mean? It's a local unit of special purpose government, and their main goal is to provide for the long-term needs for the residents of that specific space. So they have to plan, finance, construct, operate, and maintain different infrastructure and amenities within that community. Infrastructure. That's a weird word. And as a resident of that community, you pay a CDD fee, which in turn allows you to enjoy those amenities that the community built. How does a CDD get formed? The developer takes out a bond to build the community infrastructure and amenities initially, so the residents pay it back over time while enjoying these things that have been built for them. So in Lakewood Ranch specifically, there are 5 community development districts that encompass some of the villages here, and then the rest of them are part of a stewardship district, which is basically the same thing with a different term. Okay, so how do you pay a CDD fee? A CDD fee is paid for in your yearly taxes, more specifically the non-ad valorem part of your tax bill. So when you get that bill, you'll see, your basic fees, and then a specific spot for the CDD fee or the stewardship district fee, and that's going to be listed in the non-ad valorem tax part. Here's an example of what that might look like on a tax bill. So you're probably wondering, well, how much is this fee that I'm paying? That's kind of a hard question to answer. A CDD fee can vary so much depending on the neighborhood, and even within the same community, it can vary depending on your house size and your lot size. So it's really hard to give a specific number. It is all public record though, so if you find a house that you love and you want to look at it online, you can look up the tax bill. You can see exactly what the fee was for the last year. You can also ask your realtor to look up the information on the MLS. It's always listed, and give you a really full breakdown of the cost. How is a CDD different than an HOA? We just love acronyms here. So a CDD and an HOA both work together within a community, but they have very different responsibilities. Like I said, a CDD is a special form of government. That's why the CDD fee can be rolled into your tax bill. An HOA, or a homeowners association, is more specific to your neighborhood or your gated community that you live in. Their job is to enforce the rules, regulations, and deed restrictions within that neighborhood. So they're also kind of a governing body, but it's not necessarily the same type of government. HOA fees may be charged annually, quarterly, or monthly, so it kind of depends on where you are. And when you agree to become a part of that association, you agree to follow the rules and regulations. So if you don't follow them, the HOA can, let you know that you're doing something wrong or that you need to submit a form to ask permission. So that's kind of their role. Here's kind of a visual example. So if you're driving down the street right outside of my community in Lakewood Ranch, there's a nice little berm in the middle of the road with some trees and things that needs to be maintained. The lawn needs to be mowed, etc. That is covered by my CDD fee because it's within my district. So I'm paying for that to be maintained. That's just a minor example. If you're in my neighborhood, right on my street, if there's a little island in the middle of the street that has plants on it, that's maintained by my HOA. So one fee covers what's within my gates, the other fee covers what's within my district. And again, Lakewood Ranch is kind of unique in that sense. You might find communities that have just one CDD, not 5 of them, or however they form it. So it really does depend on where you're looking. and any good realtor could answer those questions for you. Will a CDD ever go away? Yes and no. So technically, once the bond is paid off, the CDD fee can change, but it doesn't completely disappear because those things that were built using the initial money now have to be maintained. So if you are living in an area where your CDD bond has been paid off, your fee might be lower than it has been in the past, but it won't really ever completely go away because then nothing would be taken care of that has been built up for all these years. So for example, here in Lakewood Ranch, we have a community called Summerfield Riverwalk, one of the initial communities that was built here, so it's one of the first CDDs. Their bond was paid off as of 2014. I put in one house in Summerfield to see what their CDD fee was in 2012, and it was $1,039.64. So that was before their bond was paid off. And then in 2015, after the bond had been paid off for that neighborhood, it went down to $965.79. So it dropped a little bit more than 7%, which, is a decent deduction. So it didn't completely go away, but it did change. So that's something to consider when you're looking at houses as well. Depending on what neighborhood they're in, your fee really can vary and may not last as long as in some other areas. Okay, so all of this information is great, but why do I want a house that has an extra fee attached to it? That just boils down to what you're looking for. Communities that have CDDs and stewardship districts may have more amenities than ones that don't. They might be nicer looking when you drive around just because it's planned and really maintained. You're paying for that, so you hope it would be. Versus just a city or a town that has older neighborhoods without all of those extra fees. Really, it just depends on what you're looking for. My best advice would be to talk to your realtor, get a full understanding of what the fees are associated with any house that you're interested in. That means the HOA, the CDD, the tax bill, which that's a whole different video. Make sure that first and foremost, you can afford the house when you're buying it, and also once you move in, because it's kind of important, right? So hopefully that answered your questions on CDD fees and HOA fees, and now I GTG, BRB, LOL. Okay, I'll stop with the acronyms. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you have any additional questions on CDD fees or other fees associated with homes in Lakewood Ranch, feel free to email me, text me, call me. We'd love to help you out. If you have questions about other areas of Florida and what fees are associated with those developments, make sure you find a really good agent that you can talk to who knows the area well and can answer those questions for you. Thanks for watching our video today. I hope you subscribe to our channel so you can continue to watch all of our helpful videos for buyers and sellers and just information about real estate and Florida in general. Feel free to leave a comment if you want to share any thoughts on this video and if you have any additional questions. We're always happy to help talk about Lakewood Ranch real estate. And again, I'm Courtney Chankis with Charles Ruttenberg Realty here in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. Thanks for watching.